Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. My name is Jared Lee, and I'm joined, as usual, by my lovely wife, Jamie Lee. So, Jamie, how you doing?
I am doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Love it.
I suppose, at least for us, I feel like the summer has kicked off because our daughter had her dance recital, which was a lot of build up to that. If anybody's out there involved in dance,
so good.
She did very good. I was very proud of her. She's very cute.
She just keeps getting better and better, and she loves it. And she's like, "Mom, I'm not even nervous." We're like, "Oh, okay."
Well,
we're just excited to get on the stage. She goes, "I think like I want to be on the stage." I was like, "Okay."
She was nervous leading up to it. She's also like,
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody, I understand this because she's like me, in that a lot of times if there's something going on, like in a couple of weeks or a couple of days, we don't tell her because all she can think about is the thing she's looking forward to, and literally will just sit on the couch and do nothing.
And just think about it.
You're like, move your body, do something. So
she'll even say, "I don't know what to do with my body."
Yeah, so she's got to learn how to like preoccupy her mind a little bit. So for her, it was like all this big thing, and then now she's like, "Well, what now?" And I'm like, "Enjoy your summer. Enjoy your summer, girl. Have fun." So she's kind of like more relaxed now. At least for us now, it's like, "Oh, the summer's here." But it was very good. I was very proud of her.
Yeah, she did
and
great.
She dances. Listen, she dances way better than I ever have been able to.
This is so true.
It's a very true fact.
Yep.
You would not want to see me dance.
No.
People would be asking for refunds. You'd just be like,
Be like, "Sir, are you okay?" I'm like,
I think they would just be like, "Why is this man just scooting on the stage? He's not." I'm just like, "Listen, keep your hands tight and just don't move a lot." And they're like, "This is not dancing." Anyways, but it was really good, and it's been busy around here. And then Jamie went to Disney yesterday for a little day trip.
I did. That's why this episode is coming out a day late, because
I probably should have led with that. Yeah, the day late because Jamie got in at like 9 o'clock last night.
Oh no, it was 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
It was 10.
And
I was like, I'm going to sleep because it was a 15-hour day. I mean, we left at 7 and we were at Hollywood Studios in EPCOT all day, just doing a bunch of stuff, and got him at 10. And I was like, I'm crashing.
Yes, that would have been a very tired episode. So
yes,
coming out a day late, a dollar short, whatever you want to call it. So that's what we're...
A day late. Well, I that is a saying. I don't think it applies.
What is it technically
here.
The saying, though? A day late, a dollar short?
You're day late, a dollar short. Like, you're just like, you're too late. Like, it's too late.
Oh. Well, it's not too late because it's the internet. We can do whatever we want. Okay. But we are late. We normally come on Thursdays. So apologies there. But you have a Friday episode now, and then it can be the kickoff to your weekend. I don't know. Maybe.
Hey.
Maybe we'll see. So we do have some news to talk about. There actually was some announcements about the Rivers of America. And as I said, it is going to go away. And we've got an idea of what's replacing it. We'll talk about that. And then Jamie's going to have a little review of GEO82, Geostorm. If you don't know what that is, then I apologize. But Geostorm is what I refer to GEO82 as.
Yeah, we're gonna call it Geostorm too, because I think that's I like GEO82, but Geostorm just like, it makes me feel more. It feels more 80s.
It does feel more 80s. They just need to get Gerard Butler in there to be the present. You know, he greets people as they walk in.
That dude is silly. He's silly.
I don't like many celebrities, but I look at Gerard Butler and I'm like, I could hang out with that guy.
It's because he's Scottish. You have a thing about Scottish
yes,
men.
But he also gives out the vibe that he really doesn't care. Like, he showed up to the Epic Universe live stream because obviously he's in How to Train Your Dragon, so they had him there at the premiere. And he clearly was like sloshed.
Yep.
Didn't really care. He's just like, it's a good thing. I was like, I could hang out with that guy. He doesn't seem like he takes himself too seriously.
I don't think he takes anything seriously.
He may not, and that makes it even better if that's the case.
Maybe.
Anyways, we'll talk about all of that and review GEO82, and Jamie will give her thoughts on that and what she thinks about it. So before we get to the news and all of that, just want to remind everybody, if you're watching us on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you're not watching us on YouTube and you would like to, you can find us over on YouTube at CTM Podcast. So if you want to catch video versions of the show, you can do that over there. And, of course, if you're listening on good old trusty audio podcast form that we have been on for a very long time, we're on all the major platforms there. Just ask you, please subscribe and leave us a review on there if you can. We would greatly appreciate that. Helps us continue to grow the show. And, of course, if you're looking for some fantastic theme park apparel, Capture the Magic Apparel is the place to go for that. And we print everything in-house. We design everything in-house. We don't use third-party printers, so it's the highest quality shirts that you can get. They will last you 40 years. And I think we have some pretty cool designs. We've got some brand new Epic Universe ones. We've got the classic Disney ones as well we've had in the shop, as well as some other Harry Potter ones and all sorts of stuff you can find there. So if you go to ctmapparelco.com, you can use the promo code for June. And I wasn't very inventive. I just said June.
Okay.
That'll get you 20% off for June for being a listener of the show.
Good job.
Listen, it works either way.
You dug deep for that one.
You get your discount either way, okay?
That's true.
I just
That's
wasn't
true.
feeling inventive today. So, yeah, just use the promo code June. You'll get 20% off your order. And if you order $49 or more, you also get free shipping on top of that. And if you want it on certain shirts, we do comfort colors, next level, tank tops, hoodies, whatever you want, we can print it on there for you. So, again, ctmapparelco.com and use the promo code, very inventive, just June, and it'll get you 20% off of your order there. So go check it out and get yourself some good shirts. So,
all right,
well, let's get to the news. So the first one here is we have lots of new info on the Cars expansion at Magic Kingdom, as well as when the existing attractions will be closing.
Okay, so let's start with when things are closing.
And what's closing.
So we will be losing Rivers of America,
I don't have a boo button.
Tom Sawyer Island, and the Liberty Square Riverboat. And that's all closing on July 6th. So it'll be closed forever on my birthday, July 7th.
That
Happy
is
birthday to me.
much sooner than I thought. I honestly thought they would give it till the fall.
So yeah, it's really soon. I mean, it's literally like a month away almost. So all that's closing. So if you're going this summer, if you're going in June, and you want to see all this stuff, this is your chance. This is your last chance.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying all along, there's a lot, if you look online, a lot of people were holding out hope that maybe Disney would change their mind or leave the rivers. And I had said all along, as much as I don't want the rivers to go away, I love the Rivers of America. I think it brings a great ambiance to the area, but they were going to move forward this regardless. And I didn't talk about it because I'm a man of my word, but I know somebody, I'll just say on the inside, that told me 2 months ago, literally heard the call and said it was a go. It was finalized that it was going to happen. And he just sent me a text and said, yep, it's going on for sure. Just got off the call. And I was like, okay. And yeah, I was surprised from when I heard that it took this long to announce this. Because after he said that, I was like, we haven't heard anything about this. So maybe they made some updated stuff to the concept art perhaps, but
maybe
unfortunately, the rivers are going away, and what is replacing it is interesting.
Yeah, so we have a little concept art kind of. It's almost like a graphic. It's not really concept
It's kind of
art.
like what you would see in a park map.
Yes.
It's like a cartoonish, it's not really concept art. It's like a cartoonish rendering of the land, I guess.
It's like a poster.
Yeah.
It says, welcome to Piston Peak. So this is what's going in as the Cars. It's not really Cars Land. It's just, it's Piston Peak National Park is basically what it'll be. So they're making it kind of flow together with Tiana's Bio-Adventure, and you've got Big Thunder in the back, and then it's supposed to kind of blend in a little bit better, I think, than what we had originally thought. Do you agree? Do you like this national park thing? Do you like the fact that they're going that route? Because I actually am okay, I can get behind this.
This may come as a shock to people. I actually love this idea of a national park area. I think that fits Frontierland, and what they've shown here, if you look at the map here, it's got lots of water, lots of waterfalls, it's got geysers.
Yes. We're not getting rid of all the water.
Yeah, you got mountain peaks. You have a building. It looks very similar to Wilderness Lodge. I love the West. I like the Rockies. I like all of that. The only thing that breaks it for me is just that there's going to be a Cars overlay on top of all this.
Yeah.
And it's been the same thing I've said all along is I don't understand how Cars fits into Frontierland. That part to me doesn't make sense. I really wish, I kind of think it's a missed opportunity of just doing an original IP land that stripped the Cars IP out of this and just do a national parks land here. I like that idea. I think that's a very inventive thing you can do that really could showcase what you're capable of, have cool attractions in here, things like that. So I like this much better than the previous concept art. I think this has a lot of potential, and this could be a great land and a great area, but will always seem weird to me that you're going to have cars attached to this in Frontierland. That's just the thing for me where I'm going to stand with it.
I think you're going to have to let that go because
Well,
I think it's happening.
It is happening. And like I said,
Yeah.
I will give it, like, it could be a very good land. Hopefully they listen, they're going to have to, if they're going to pull the rivers out and they're going to change this whole area of Magic Kingdom, you better not cheap out on this. And you better knock it out of the park. And there's a lot of pressure on this because they cheap out on this and they don't do this all the way. That's going to be a bad look. Now, it could be a great land and everything like that. I think I can, in my mind, I can sit there and say, this land's really cool. Doesn't fit here. But there's a lot of things at Disney that don't really fit where they're at. I mean, look at Tomorrowland. There's a lot of stuff in there that doesn't make any sense for Tomorrowland. But it doesn't mean that it will be, like, I'll hate it. I just find the cars overlay on top of this all unnecessary.
Well, let's talk about how they're going to try to fit it in. So it says inside Piston Peak, guests will be able to see and explore the Visitor Lodge, Ranger HQ, trails, and more, all set within the Disney and Pixar Cars universe. To make sure these buildings fit naturally within the surrounding majestic landscapes, Imagineers are using a style of architecture called parkitecture, which was developed by the National Park Service to create structures that harmonize with the natural environment. And it goes on to say, from the outside, trees will provide a natural barrier between the off-road rally and other parts of Frontierland and Liberty Square. Rugged mountains with dramatic peaks will be nestled along a calming waterway across the Grizzly Hall. So we have Grizzly Hall and we have Ranger HQ. And soaring geysers from the famed Big Thunder Mountain Railroad stretch into the trails of our off-road rally. Okay, couple of things that they were talking about. They had mentioned a geyser. This geyser has a name, and the name of the geyser is Old Tankful, as in Old Faithful.
Right.
But Old Tankful. And it will erupt regularly, as they say.
As geysers do.
As they do. And the Rangers HQ building they talked about, that's going to serve as the queue for the main attraction, the off-road racer attraction.
Which they didn't show the attraction in this artwork here, which I found interesting.
So they didn't really, but you kind of can see some of the pathways it would be in, I think.
A little, but they definitely obscured it.
Cars.
Yeah, they obscured it from this. Now,
yeah,
that's the one that, I mean, this lane in general, but it's also that dirt. They've shown that concept of the dirt track thing that they're doing or whatever like that. Like I said, there's a lot riding on this. Hopefully all this is great. I have a lot of questions, but I like, listen, all that stuff they're talking about there, I like it all. It very much reminds me of Wilderness Lodge, and I love Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah.
And I love that area and the geyser, the outdoor stuff. Like, I like all of that. I don't know about the cars overlay and about the attractions going in here, but the concept itself, like, I'm intrigued. You got lots of waterways in here. That
looks great.
It does look. It looks much better than I was anticipating it looking. I'll put it that way. So there's a Ranger in here, Ranger J. Audubon Woodlore, and he's based on J. Audubon Woodlore from Donald Duck and Humphrey Bear shorts. Will serve Piston Peak National Park's central character, and he will appear as an animatronic in the Rally Races pre-show.
As a car.
As a car.
As a car.
So he was a person. Now he is a car. I'm not sure how the logistics of that go, but. He is now a car with glasses. Yeah. So, it's yeah. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, I'm sad to see the rivers go. I accepted it long ago. I'm not even real at this point. I was like, they're going away. I wasn't gonna try and give people false hope that like, oh, if you make enough noise, they're gonna do it. And like, no, like they made way too much noise about getting rid of it and everything. They were too far down that road to turn back on it. So I think the concept stuff that they showed has potential, and it looks, again, I like the idea of that.
Another thing a positive thing that is going to happen with this new area coming in is that you're going to be able, it looks like in this art that they provided, you're going to be able to get to Big Thunder and to Tiana's Bayou Adventure more than just one way. It looks like it just makes a circle around. So instead of like having to just go in, you get bottlenecked back there at Big Thunder and having to go back that way you came, it's going to connect, right?
It looks that way.
Okay.
You have extra waterways. That's good. And also the waterways they look like they're supposed to connect to, like, say, Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
It does look like that.
And some of that stuff. So I'm
encouraged.
Like I said, I am encouraged. I just, this is one of those areas where I'm just like, just get rid of the cars. But hey, we'll see what it turns out by. But
the only thing that I don't like, and I understand it's necessary, is the fact that they did announce that the Frontierland train station will not be open.
yeah,
So
well, they said that it's going to go into shuttle mode, so they're not going to have a Frontierland stop, but they're not going to have that area open until Villains Land is completed, which I don't think Villains is going to get done till sometime deeper into 2030s.
So instead of closing it all together like they did for Tron when it was down for 5 years, and not the Fantasyland station wasn't open, they are just doing a shuttle between basically from Main Street station to Fantasyland station. So when you're at Main Street, it's going to go backwards. But they said that those benches or some of those benches can rotate.
I didn't know the train could do that.
I didn't know that either. So anyway, it'll go backwards that way, but it'll go forwards from Fantasyland to Main Street.
Right.
So interesting. That's interesting. At least there's something. At least it's not like completely closed.
At least they're not shutting
years.
it down for
another 5 years. Oh,
better part of a decade.
That poor train.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like this from what you thought it was going to be?
Yes. Yeah, I'm encouraged. I think it's better. I really didn't know. You know, what they gave us before was just very like pretty vague. You know, it was just like, okay, off-roading, you know, dirt racers kind of thing. Like, okay. But this makes sense to just tie in. So I'm happy. I'm happy right now.
The only thing I will say
right now,
and even from the previous concept art, I don't put too much credence in Disney's concept art. And I think for good reason. I think we look at EPCOT, we look at some other things that have been done. I take this with a grain of salt, see how this looks when the final product. Yeah. The thing that does make this all very interesting about all the things going in is, and we're going to talk about that next, is like there's going to be a new CEO coming in, supposedly, next year. CEOs can mess with budgets. They can check, they can mess with things. And especially, I don't know as much as this area and say the current construction, but Villains Land is one where it's being so far down the road. That is one that I could see, if anything has potentials of major budget cuts, it would be that, just given.
Or just delays.
Or just looking, like I said, not that they wouldn't do it, but just being much different than what was anticipated. Given there's a lot of waterways in here, if anything was going to get scaled back, I think it would be the water. Just because Disney doesn't seem to like a lot of waterways. But I do wonder if they increase the amount of water in here to try and appease the fan base about the rivers going away. And that may have been what took as long as it's taken to kind of showcase this.
I buy that for sure. That was a big thing. That was a big sticking
water.
point.
It must. I don't think it's not nothing in this. You look at Epic Universe and Celestial Park and how well that's been received with all the waterways in there and the fountains there and people having a really positive reaction to that. They could have seen that and said, hey, you know what? Let's put more waterways in here. Because people have already said about the rivers. You've seen what Celestial Park did. Maybe that was part of it as well. So if that is the case, then, hey, it's not the rivers of America. I think the riverboat going away, that's sad because that was always there in the background. It's kind of like a soothing thing of just like, oh, there goes the riverboat. Maybe they repurpose it later on for something else. I would love that. But I suppose if they are going to take that out and you have this concept in here, I like the water features. Like I said, I like all the stuff in here. We'll see what the final product is. I just don't think they should call it Frontierland anymore, if I'm being honest. I think they should just change the whole area and just call it something different.
I don't know if I agree with that, but okay.
I just mean in terms of what Frontierland was. It's clearly not that now. And just give it a different name. But they're not going to. But, we'll see what it ends up looking like. Do you like the name Piston Peak?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no. No. Someone made a joke about how that could be turned around to not sound great.
Yeah. Well, and also Piston Peak doesn't, again, with going into Frontierland, it doesn't really sound National Forest-like, National Park-like.
It's from that Planes movie.
The classic Planes, the classic Dane Cook.
Yeah, like it's not, but it's not even like, it doesn't even look like what was in that movie. It's completely different. They just took the name.
You bring Dane Cook in to premiere the land because clearly people want more planes. Planes 5 is coming. I mean, hey,
I don't think so.
Just saying. But
I don't think so.
You don't think Dane Cook's going to make a comeback on this?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Well, Yeah, I mean, that's all I was really say there. I think it looks better than we thought, and I'm in a wait and see mode.
Okay.
I think that's fair. And speaking of CEO, like we mentioned, it looks like Josh D'Amaro might be the front runner for the next Disney CEO, according to multiple outlets that are talking about this. It's not.
I think it was the Hollywood Reporter.
Hollywood Reporter had one,
Yeah.
as did I think Variety had one as well. If you look at, there's a lot of these conferences that have gone on where CEOs typically go to speak. D'Amaro has been showing up there
A lot.
a lot. And so internally, apparently, they're saying he is the front runner for this, which I'd heard all along. It's between him and Dana Walden and a potential outside person coming in. There was even a betting odds about this. Ted Sarandos from Netflix is on that list, although he has said, I think he said, quote, he would rather run Saturday Night Live than Disney.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know why you would want that, but that's what he said. Now, what's interesting is Iger has actually talked to Sarandos, because they have a dual CEO setup at Netflix, and they've actually been talking to them. So, Bob Iger's also.
Iger needs to retire. He can't.
Oh, absolutely.
He can't do it. He cannot.
Well,
no.
And Iger has also been consulting with Kevin Mayer and Tom Skaggs, who were in the running for the CEO position before Chapek got it, and they now run Candle Media. And he's also been consulting with them because some people thought, well, maybe they're in the running for it, but I don't think that they are. I think Disney probably needs a dual CEO setup. I think Disney has flourished the best under that type of leadership. You look at Michael Eisner, Frank Wells, Walt Disney, Roy Disney, and Disney is they're a theme park company that also has streaming and makes movies. But those are also different types of businesses. And so the real issue you run into, if it's Josh D'Amaro, he knows parks, which I don't think Josh has done the best job in the parks from a guest perspective. He's made the company a lot of money, but what does he know about movies and TV? But it'd be the inverse with Dana Walden. She knows TVs and movies, but what does she know about running parks? Maybe they go with the dual CEO setup, but as of right now, I think if you were betting on this, I think it's more than likely Josh D'Amaro. And there's also the whole aspect of Dana Walden is really good friends with Kamala Harris, and they may not want to go that route with current administration. So there's been a lot of talk about that also.
Gotcha.
So that is kind of where it stands there, but they've got the whole committee. Gorman, I forget his first name. He's heading up to help them find the next CEO, and we'll see. He's supposed to name it sometime in 2026. But
all right, that sounds great.
I think old Joshy boy. I mean, he has the optics for it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good with people. He's a smooth operator.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe he is really wanting to do good things in the parks, and maybe he's overruled on some things. How much of it does he have a final say on? I don't know. But so that's where the CEO search stands.
All right.
So any updates there, we will update you on that. And then the last one we have here is that the last day of Muppet Vision 3D is Saturday. So the hours for the attraction were extended a little bit for that. Yeah,
that was just a throw out a reminder that it's closing. My mom and I did watch it yesterday on Wednesday one more time just to get it. The theater was not full, but it was almost full. It's a great show. It's very entertaining. It's cute. It's just, it's time for something different. So
you're okay with it going away?
Muppets are, I think Muppets are fun. I think they're nice, but I don't have any emotional connection to them. So I'm okay with putting something new in here. I understand why people are sad to see it go because it was Jim Henson's last project. A lot of people, especially I think older than us, have much more of a connection to the Muppets. And but it's also, they've tried to relaunch the Muppets multiple times. It's never caught on. It's a pretty good size area over there, dedicated to something that isn't really drawing in a lot of people. So I can understand why getting rid of it. They are making, I think, the consolation of putting it on Rock and Roller Coaster, and it could. They've hinted that the show could come back in another form. I don't know if that's in the parks or on Disney Plus, but I think Monsters Inc. makes. I think that will be, out of all the things they've announced, I think that is the surest bet in terms of being very popular. Yeah, and we also had our last Rat Pizza. At Pizza Rizzo, because it's also closing. So
Was it as bad as you remember?
it it was okay. They just used some really like tomatoey sauce. Like,
Well, it is tomato sauce.
I know, but you know what I mean. It's like
You also don't like tomato sauce.
I really don't. So I have to be like, I have to really like it to, you know, to like the pizza, I guess.
Right.
But it was fine. I mean, it was Disney theme park pizza.
Although there is hope. Normally, theme park pizza is not good at all, but Pizza Moon's actually really good.
Okay, so I need to try this. I need to try Pizza Moon.
I hope this inspires in-park pizza to be better because, I mean, literally the bar is insanely low on theme park pizza in general. But maybe that gives them some hope and they can copy that or something because it's actually really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Pizza Rizzo's got a big footprint there for that restaurant. So
whenever, after the last performance or whatever on the 7th or whenever it actually closes, are they just going to completely block off that whole area?
I think so.
Like it's all okay.
I assumed, considering the ride is going, I mean, they're going into the parking lot.
There was
that they would have
scaffolding and
right.
stuff
I kind of thought maybe they would start there, leave them up at Vision open longer, but they're just closing the whole thing down.
There were like blue like beams and stuff, like structure back there.
Yeah.
So they're starting something.
Yeah, and you talking about the parking lot?
Yeah, like I'm sorry. Yeah. Back like if you're going down the alley back there, you could see it extending over the gate thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm excited. I'm a little excited for Monstropolis.
I mean, it's something that it was rumored for years that never came to be. So,
let's just cross our fingers there's no delays and we can get it in a timely manner.
That is the question I have with all this construction going on and all the, obviously, how much heat do they feel with Universal and Epic Universe? Do they move quicker on construction? Because typically, if you're talking about one ride or one land, I mean, it takes them 5-ish years to do one. You got 3 different parks at the same time. We'll see. I'm very curious at the speed of construction and what that timetable looks like. But we will find out. I'm not going to say soon. We will find out in the coming years what that does look like there. But all right. Well, that's all the news that we have. But we are going to move on to our GEO 82 review, which is, if you're not aware of what this is, it is the new adults-only lounge that opened on Wednesday at EPCOT. And do you want to describe the theme of this?
Sure. The theme is, and this is directly from the website, so you know it's true. This is an iconic space to savor the moment. Discovered sophisticated hideaway nestled within the iconic geodesic sphere at EPCOT that's home to Spaceship Earth. Here you can experience global flavors blended with culinary artistry and classic cocktails in small plates. And it even goes further and says go back in time. The name GEO 82 is a nostalgic nod to Spaceship Earth, which opened in 1982. At GEO 82, you'll be immersed in the storied history and enduring legacy of this timeless EPCOT icon. Basically, it's celebrating the spirit and history of Spaceship Earth.
I don't know if you know this or not, but they really like to talk about the geometry in here.
I have more about that in a little bit.
Because GEO clearly is talking about just the geometry. Because there's just those Spaceship Earth shapes everywhere.
Yeah, those tiles.
All right. Well, now that we know what it is, let's talk where it's at. So this is on the back side of Spaceship Earth. If you've seen Spaceship Earth. You walk into the park and you go to the right of Spaceship Earth, right entrance. You go inside Project of Tomorrow doors, into the right exit with all the games and all that stuff like there. It's right there.
Yeah, like there's no signage though. So like if you're looking for someone to see like, hey, GEO 82 this way, GEO 82 on the outside of the building, you will not see it.
So is it like a speakeasy?
I mean, honestly, like if you don't go out that exit from Spaceship Earth, you wouldn't see it. If you go out the other side, you wouldn't see it.
I think a speakeasy would be an interesting concept. You got to have a password to get in.
Well, like what they did was they put the GEO 82 like that like not completed like shape thing, you know, that their logo is. They put that on one of the walls, and then there's a hallway that you have to walk through to get to the check-in desk, and it's like it's gold and it's really pretty. But it's that as soon as you walk in those doors from the outside, it's right there. So it's hard to miss once you walk in the building. But some people maybe not know where to go.
It's
You know
also
what I mean?
a good way to keep the riffraff out.
Those damn riffraffers.
And the riffraff being children.
Okay.
Because they're not allowed in here.
This is adults only, and they are very strict about that.
Yeah.
Don't even try. Don't even
They're
try.
like, listen, what do you think this is, a theme park? Get the kids out of here.
It's true.
Sorry, I just feel like that's maybe what they're doing there. Just being really mean to kids. You're like, wow, this is really aggressive. Okay, so now we know where it's at here. Let's talk about what's the decor and the vibe of the lounge like.
So it feels very upscale, very fancy. As soon as you come up the stairs, so you go through that hallway, you have the check-in desk right there. And then you have either stairs, like a circular stairs, or you can take the elevator up. And as soon as you get up to the second floor or take the elevator and open it, they present you with like wet towels to like clean your hands. And it smells really good. Like a spa.
See, I immediately would be like, this is not for me.
Oh, this place is not for you. Let's just go ahead and say that right now. This is not a place for Jared Lee.
I think there's multiple reasons it's not a place for me.
Yes.
But the minute you start throwing in hot towels or like
They're cold towels, actually.
Cold towel? Who wants a cold
They
towel?
felt nice.
Well, I guess it is Florida.
Yeah, they felt nice.
But it's like that's like the same thing as like bathroom attendants. If I go into a place as a bathroom attendant, I immediately like I don't belong here.
Well, like as soon as
But then I'm not going to the bathroom because I don't want to tip a guy for giving me a towel.
But like when you get the towel, they're so nice. They were so welcoming, and like there's a little area where you can sit for a minute, like if your table's not ready, but it should be when you go up there. So there's kind of a waiting room. I guess they'll use that later.
I don't know.
Like
Maybe.
it's like a waiting room before you get into the restaurant. And then they take you through this like gold little tunnel thing, and then through a hallway. And the hallway looks like it has the Spaceship Earth tiles on it.
Oh.
So you can actually touch it and stuff. It's not the stuff that's on the actual Spaceship Earth, but you know.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, because she told us.
Oh, what? She ruined the immersion.
My mom's like, "Is this the real tiles?" She's like, "No."
They should have been like, yes.
But there's just so many shapes in here. There's those tiles. There's the flooring has like triangles and the backs of the chair upholstery has like hexagons, and there's octagons, and there's it's on the ceiling. It's just everywhere.
Do you know if they're using sacred geometry, by the way?
What does that mean?
There's a theory that everything in the world, in the universe, is created using what you can deduce down to sacred geometry. Certain shapes always show up throughout, like every from like cells to nature and everything like that.
No.
Well, they should have gone that route.
Well, one of the chairs looked like honeycomb.
Okay.
Because of the honeycomb shape. But yeah, everything is very gold, browns, champagne colors, like some light gray, some beige. It was just very much like that, but it was very beautiful, very pretty. The lighting was perfect. It's a very small space too. Like, just FYI, there is a bar, and the bar seats maybe 10 chairs, maybe. And the bar is obviously it's smaller, but it's got all the like the liquors and stuff in the back, and it has more of the Spaceship Earth tile in the back as well. But again, it's the lighting, it's the colors, it just feels very, very nice. And like when I say the chairs are certain shapes or the upholstery is different, some of the chairs were very different. Like I had a different chair than the table next to me.
Did that mess with your OCD?
No, I mean, like, it was just very eclectic.
Okay.
So I liked it. Lots of textures, lots of different textures. And then there's some chairs that are upholstered, and mine was a swivel chair. And then there's some chairs that were like just not swivel, and they were gray. Mine was gold. And then you could sit in a booth back and have chairs on the other side, or you can sit in the middle and just be in a regular like chairs and table. Like, it was all different. It was good. I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it a lot. So yeah, that's kind of how it looked. But again, it was very pretty. It felt very upscale, except for the people wearing t-shirts and shorts because it's a theme
Well, I was
park.
going to say, are they enforcing dress codes? Get this fancy lounge or just like
there is no dress code.
Florida man and a mullet and flip-flops walking in?
You can't wear like a swimsuit or like cutoffs or anything like that. You have to actually have.
I
like,
can't wear my
on.
Daisy Dukes.
No, I'm sorry.
There's nothing classier. By the way, just to round it out so my brain is happy, Technically, sacred geometry is a field that explores the use of geometric shapes and their relationships to represent spiritual and metaphysical ideas. That's a good idea for a lounge. I like that idea.
Sacred geometry.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Gets into also ancient civilizations. We won't go there today, but I really enjoy that topic a lot. So,
okay.
All right, let's talk about the menus at Geostorm.
They've got a lunch and dinner menu, but I believe it's the same. I don't think it's changed because the lounge doesn't open until 11.
Yeah, it's the same.
So, so it's not like breakfast or anything. So they have 5 small bites you could choose from. You can basically do a charcuterie board. They've got a fungi flatbread. They've got a jumbo lump crab gâteau.
In the ghetto.
Cannellini hummus and a truffled ahi tuna. And those prices range starting at $14 all the way to $29, depending on what you get. And they've got 2 zero-proof cocktails. I'll walk through the garden in Manhattan in the morning. I'm going to talk about one of those in a minute. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 featured cocktails, starting at the low price of $23.
Yeah, the prices on the cocktails, like an old fashioned is almost $30.
Yep.
And a mocktail is $17.
Yes.
That's some wild pricing.
I will discuss what we ordered, and I will tell you more about the pricing and how I feel about it in a second. But got beer, got wine, and then obviously they'll give you an allergy menu if you need it for the small bites. But otherwise, I think it's pretty much the same. Like I didn't have any accommodations with my menu. It was the same.
The menu's exactly the same.
Yeah. It's like nothing's different.
It says allergy-friendly small bites. It's exactly the same thing.
I think I just want you to know, like, you're good.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so we decided not to get any food because we had just eaten somewhere else in Epcot. So we're just like, oh, we're not going to get anything to eat. And honestly, nothing sounded good to me or her. I don't she liked the ahi tuna, but I was like, I don't eat tuna. And I'm not like a seafood person. The only thing that looked good to me was the flatbread, but I was like, nah, it's okay. Let's just get drinks. So she got...
And by she, you mean your mom?
My mother, yes. Okay. She got the highbrow batanga. It's $25. And it's a tapateo. I don't know. The tequila. Ramazzotti Amaro, cola nut, lime cordial, salt, and bubbles.
I like how bubbles is an ingredient.
Bubbles.
They just blow into your drink before they give it to you.
Yeah. My mom rarely drinks. Like she is not a drinker, but she does enjoy the occasional margarita. So that's why she went with this one because it had tequila in it. I'm like, okay, Mom.
Your mom's got a little wild streak.
Yeah. I tried a little bit of it. It was okay. I tasted more lime than I wanted to, I think. At least in this mixture here. I'm not a fan of tequila, so I didn't like it personally. But she liked it okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't too bad. And then I decided to go with a zero-proof cocktail, and I got the Manhattan in the morning. And it was a Seedlip Spice 94 non-alcoholic spirit, Joffrey's Coffee Cold Brew, maple, Verjus Blanc, tart cherry, Fee Brothers Black Walnut bitters. And it had 2 cherries on the top of my glass, and it was $17. This is pretty tasty. It wasn't too sweet, which sometimes you can do really sweet drinks with stuff that doesn't have alcohol in it. It's very, very sweet, but this one was not. I think the addition of the cold brew actually kind of like evened it out, like didn't make it too sweet, and it did have that coffee taste, which is pretty good. I actually like this a lot. Now, I was served in a tall glass, and the amount that I was given was very small. It was not much at all, like four drinks, and it was over. It was gone. Same thing with my mom. Like she had a taller glass, which was good, but it was just like it wasn't a lot of alcohol for the price you're paying. So if you go to this lounge, this is not a what's the most bang for my buck kind of thing. Like you're paying for the experience, not getting your money's worth out of food and drink. Does that make sense? Like, it is a premium experience with a premium price.
But is it okay? Put it this way: is it actually a premium experience though, or is just everything around it really nice? Because you say premium experience, I'm anticipating extra things as part of this lounge other than just the decorations.
So the whole thing with the towel when you walk in, and everybody's very accommodating. There were a lot of staff around. Our server, and I think it was Serena. She was very good. Like, she was a very good server. So it just felt more upscale and more fancy. So I think with that, coupled with the view, which I'll talk about in a second, it feels a lot more fancy. So that's what you're paying for, basically.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I'm looking over at Oga's Cantina. Mm-hmm. Their non-alcoholic drinks are like under $10. There's one that's over 10.
Right. So.
And most of their alcoholic drinks are like under 20. So they're definitely much higher here than even Oga's. Correct.
But again, you're paying for where you are, the fact that it's adults only, and the view is a big part of it. Would I get this again? Probably not. $17 is a lot to buy for just a zero proof drink. But again, like, I just was trying it, and I would probably get the drink that had rum. Which one was that one? It was the strawberry and coconut right hand. It's got some rum in it, and I was like, I would go with that one if I was gonna get alcohol, but I decided not to. Anyway, so it is pricey, but that's the price of this experience, is you're gonna pay a little bit more, I guess. So
if I went here, I'd be super classy.
Oh, Jared.
And I'd probably end up just getting a beer.
Right.
Yinglings are really good, and the beers $8.25 to $11.25. I would just get one of those.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just what you do.
I have a thing about now that cocktails have gotten over $20. I just have a hang up.
Thing is, though, like, if you're from like New York, the Northeast, anywhere, people are like, yeah, this is what drinks cost. This is what the food costs. Like, they're used to it.
But you know where I'm from?
We're from the Midwest.
That's right.
And Midwest is lower cost of living. Things are cheaper.
No, Midwest, you understand. You value.
Oh my God.
Value is about the Midwest. See, I love the fact that I live in Florida, but I like being from the Midwest.
Okay.
I feel like that's insane. A good mix. All right. So how is the view? The heralded view of this place?
I guess that is one of the main selling points of this lounge is the view. So if you've ever been in World Celebration, you've looked at a Spaceship Earth, you'll see where the windows are. I mean, they face like the back panel thing. I guess it looks like a panel, but it's just windows. And that's the view of World Celebration into World Showcase. We were sitting on the very, very end, kind of right where Connections Cafe is over there. And our view of anything in World Showcase, like if we were trying to see anything like if we had fireworks or whatever going on, we wouldn't be able to see anything because there's just big trees blocking our way. So we could see down by Connections Cafe and a little bit into World Celebration, but nothing else. Now, if you were in the middle part and you had the fireworks experience that they are selling, and it's $180 per person, and they line you up at the window in those tables, and they provide you with drinks and small bites and then some desserts that are not on the menu, and then you can watch the luminous fireworks show. If you are on those seats, you would have a much better view.
I would hope so.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, from where we were sitting in the corner, it wasn't great. Now, if you're also sitting back toward the bar, because the bar's kind of like inside there, you wouldn't be able to see too well outside. So, I mean, like if you're going for the view, there's a chance you may not see very much from where you're sitting. It just depends on where they sit you.
So can you be in here during fireworks, or is it just those select seats are the only ones that are able to see the fireworks?
Okay. So I need to discuss this because this is interesting to me. Okay. There is no time limit. You can stay as long as you want, as long as you're still ordering food and drink. Now, unofficially, about 75 minutes in, they'll start kind of being like, okay, are you going to order anything else? Are you done? And they'll like bring you your check if you're not. And they'll try to get you to kind of wrap it up and head out. On the day we went, it was the first day it was open. And there were quite a few people that were staying a very long time.
Were they influencers?
I don't know. Maybe.
I've never seen that happen before.
That's what she said.
That was actually an accident, by the way, but I feel like it worked for what we were saying just then.
Okay. So our reservation was at 6:05 p.m. and we didn't get seated until about 6:50. So we waited about 45 minutes to get seated. But that was because people were staying a long time and ordering literally almost everything they could. I'm not going to say this person's name, but I am going to talk about this because it was ridiculous.
Say their name.
No. No. One particular Disney person who is very well known in the Disney community was there for at least 3 hours. And I know this because they didn't walk in whenever, like, I did not see them and their party whenever we went to check in at 6:05. So they were already there because we were just standing around and we were like watching people come in and stuff. And then they were already seated and eating and stuff whenever we got our table. And my mom and I left at it was 7:45, I think. We think we were only there like an hour. It was about 7:45. They were still there. And at that time, they start seating people that are there for the fireworks experience. So because of where they were seated, they had to be moved farther back because they were still ordering stuff, I guess. They were still enjoying their food and the drinks and stuff. So they had to be moved farther back toward the bar.
So they weren't breaking the rules.
They were not. But later they posted that they were watching the fireworks from their table. Fireworks are at 9:00. So they literally ordered food and drinks, I guess, for 3 full hours, like slowly ordering so they could stay longer.
Okay.
So instead of like paying for the fireworks experience, they just did this. I mean, like, I guess if you're ordering the stuff, okay. But like, I mean, there were a lot of people that were waiting for their tables downstairs because of tables like this. And the people that were sitting next to my mom and I, they were also there for a while before we got there. And they were still like, I mean, they had just gotten their food and were eating whenever we left. So I'm like, there were a lot of, maybe this is just because it was the first day.
I mean,
different later.
I also saw this whenever the tower at Polynesian opened. You just see certain influencer types sitting there for literally 3 or 4 hours just to like get all the content and get all the food and everything. But it does it doesn't allow other people to actually experience this stuff.
All this to say, there's no time limit right now, but they might start putting one in, say like, okay, 70 minutes, like that is your max or whatever. I think they would have to, because I think people would start getting the idea like, oh, I'll just make a reservation for 6:30, 7, and I'll just stick around until fireworks. So they don't have to pay for fireworks experience, but they can still enjoy the fireworks view from inside the lounge.
Right.
Does that make sense? Not to say that is like not allowed, because they did allow it on Wednesday. It just is like, I don't know, like they can maybe figure out how to not let that happen.
You have a 3-hour time limit.
3. That's just a long time.
Be honest, was it Bob Chapek?
It was not. It was not Bob Chapek.
I imagine Bob Chapek every once in a while comes around like a fake hat and glasses and walks around.
Wouldn't that be funny?
He's an undercover Disney influencer sabotaging things.
That would be pretty funny. But yeah, also too, reservations are required. You cannot do a walk up. There's absolutely no way to do that. I mean, they're so packed even with what they had. They should have probably limited reservations for the first day more than they did. Like, there was just so many people waiting. Like, I want to say at least 10, 12 parties downstairs waiting for their table longer than like 30 minutes.
Okay.
They're just really behind. But yeah, so even the bar you can't walk up to. They're using that for reservations as well. So
Okay.
So anyway, that put a kind of taste in my mouth. But first day, they're figuring it out. Hopefully, if any of you that are listening are going to go soon, they've worked out all the kinks and stuff. But it's first day stuff. That happens.
It happens. First days on anything really can be very hit or miss, to say the least. But
yeah.
What would you? I mean, given your experience, everything like that. What do you rate it? Would you want to do it again? Do you think it's worth it? All that stuff.
So based on the fact that I didn't see any food items that I wanted to try, like that I was dying to try. And the price of the cocktails is a little more expensive than we usually spend as semi-locals, and the fact that it's hard to get a reservation, I don't know if I would go back for a while. It's a great experience and again, getting to see the views and being there is really beautiful, but this is not something I would do like every time I go to Epcot. Like I would be broke spending all like hundreds of dollars, because you could drop like $300 easy here just in like alcohol alone.
I mean, yeah, you probably could.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was a nice experience. It's like I said, it feels fancy. It's great that it's, available for just adults. And I'm sure there's a lot of adults out there who are really happy because, a lot of people don't like when all the crazy kids on vacation are,
I mean, when I go to a theme park, the last thing I want to see are those dang kids enjoying the park with their dang families. So I'm happy that they have a secluded place to enjoy kid-free elements.
Yeah.
Because how dare they?
But at the same time, it's like there's also people in T-shirts and shorts because it's a theme park. So you're not going to get like the fancy, like not like Victorian Alberts or anything by any means. There's no dress code. So
I'm not going to lie. That is kind of funny to me that they've made this very like it's an upscale lounge experience. And you're going to have people walking in and like jeans and a T-shirt and flip-flops. It's like,
yeah. I mean, sorry to say, like I was.
No, but like that's the thing. If you're going to have an in-park lounge, that is going to be the case. Like,
right.
It's like that's why I think it's funny to like make it this upscale thing whenever you have that element of, you're in a theme park.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, is it cool that it's here? Yeah. If this is what your thing and you want to do it, go for it. Like, great. Is it something I'll do anytime soon? I don't know.
Well, if I go here or when I go here, I will just get a beer.
Okay.
And I'll spend my 75 minutes that they allot me. And I'll be like, I will. Do you like another one? No, I would like to go now. I will take my cold towel.
Okay.
Did they give you more than one cold towel?
No, just the one.
You get to keep it at your table, or they take it away?
No, they took it. You had to put it in this little can. Oh, I forgot the coolest thing. So they didn't have souvenir glasses for sale. They had like it says GEO 82. They didn't have for sale. They're like $50 or something. I don't remember how much they are, but they were giving it to everybody for free as we exited the restaurant.
That's kind of shocking.
I was like, oh, we get this? Like I got one. My mom got one too. Like not just like per party. It was every person got a free souvenir glass.
Did you tell them you're married to me and you needed another one?
Well, since my mom lives with us, now we have to.
I was trying to say, if you told them that, they probably would have taken yours away from you at that point.
No.
So never mind.
No, but I thought that was a nice touch to to give them away, because there were a lot of people that wanted to buy it and they were like, well, we're not selling them, but here it is.
I mean, that is very rare.
Very rare.
That Disney just gives things away. And you showed it to me. It's actually a nice wine. I guess
nice.
it's a wine glass.
Yeah, it's got somebody's name on it. Luigi. He has the last name wrong.
Mario and Luigi?
No, but it's really light, like printed on the stem of the glass. It's pretty. It's really pretty.
I thought maybe.
So I thought that was a very nice touch for a first day experience, and like feeling like, okay, this is quite fancy. And I was like, yay, a souvenir.
Well, there you go. Okay, so you enjoyed it, and you would go back.
I did enjoy it. I would go back, but just not like super often. Like again, nice views, adults only. It's just a little more expensive because I don't drink a lot anyway. Like Very rarely do I drink at Disney anymore, ever. And then the food just didn't.
You don't drink hardly ever in general.
I know. And then the food, like I said, some of the food items just didn't really appeal to me. So I would just be going just to sit up there, mostly.
Okay.
And I don't think they want me to do that. I think they want me to spend the money.
So did you think the view of where the fireworks would be? I mean, do you think it is a good view if you spend the money for the fireworks package and what you're seeing right there?
It's pretty far away, but like it's also far away at California Grill.
But it's also California Grill.
Well, they do pump the music in to the lounge, so you can hear it from the lounge. I don't know.
Well, that's not very definitive.
I don't know. I mean, I've only seen like video clips of it, so it's hard to say. I mean, it's just a straight on view though of
right.
it. So
I mean, my whole thing just from the outside looking in, I've always fireworks are something you typically want to experience outside. Like,
yeah,
you know, I don't know.
Because at California Grill, you can go outside.
Well, just in general,
koozies, you can go outside.
Any fireworks show you see, like part of the cool thing about fireworks is the boom, and you feel it, and you're like, that's cool. Like to me, I'm just it seemed to me from the stuff I saw, it's a unique view of the fireworks.
Yeah.
You know, I guess it just depends on what you want out of it and what you're going for. But
yeah, well, I don't know. It's just what it is. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak on the fireworks part because I didn't see it. But based on where you were sitting, I mean, you'd have a decent view, I guess. But I mean, it'd be kind of hard to see the fountains in the middle. Like you can see them a little bit, but it's not like an amazing view.
Right. I don't know if you know this or not. You're supposed to have really hot takes.
I'm
you're supposed to just come in real hot with something.
I'm so sorry.
We'll spice it in.
I didn't feel like badly or like super excited about this one way or another. It was good, you know. Again, but the food and the drinks like not really appealing to me.
Okay.
So I guess I just like everything but that. I guess.
All right. I'll go next time, and then I'll have super hot takes so they believe them. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
I'm just done. The algorithm game, you're supposed to have super hot takes that get people talking.
Okay. Well, can we just not stay there for 3 hours, people? And be, you know.
The thing is, that stuff dies off after like the first couple of weeks because you just get all the people that, you know, you're going to have an onslaught of vloggers and media and everybody talking about it. I am curious. I kind of wonder if there's some similarities here between this and like the Star Cruiser in that I said when it first opened, it was going to have a lot of people wanting to do it. I had lots of questions about the longevity of it. I kind of have the same thing here given price point it's at, no kids allowed. Like, what does this look like demand wise a year, 2 years down the road? You know what I mean? It is a small space though, which you don't have to fill up a lot of seats in here all the time. But
oh, that's a good question. I don't know. That is a wait and see game.
Right. Obviously. I'm just saying that's kind of the vibe I get about this is just wondering how this is received over time and not, you know, the brand new thing. Cause obviously it's going to be very popular when it first opens sort of situation. But
yeah, so. I mean, to be honest, I'd rather go to Nomad Lounge at Animal Kingdom cause I like the food better. And I've had like a couple drinks there now and they're like delicious and not outrageously priced.
Okay.
And I don't know, like you still have good views of the water over there and
okay.
Oh.
All right.
That's just my my take, my hot take.
That's Jamie's hot review take.
Hot take.
Hot takes by Jamie.
Oh my gosh.
That's what she said.
What?
I just wanted to use it. I don't know.
All right.
I got to use my soundboard more.
I'm sorry.
I don't use it enough.
Okay. Well, we'll have to make a point to using it more.
I will do my best.
Okay.
And I hear something I don't like, I'll just say,
No, God!
Every time.
Every time. All right. Well, that is going to do it for the show. So be sure to check us out on social media. We're at Cap the Magic everywhere, including YouTube. And you can find daily videos from me about theme parks and pop culture over there. Almost at 13,000 subs over there. So if you want to go watch those and subscribe there, we'd greatly appreciate that. And of course, if you want video versions of this show, you can find them over at YouTube also at CTM Podcast. We also have some other shows on the network. We have the CTM Universal show where we talk about Universal Studios and a lot of Epic Universe talk over there. A lot more stuff coming out about best ways to rope drop, kind of food reviews, ride reviews, things like that. We're going to talk about over there. So you can find that on its own feed now over there for CTM Universal. So go check that out. We also have Jamie's Trip Tales, which is her trip report show. And when's the next one they're coming out?
So programming details about Trip Tales for June. My June person is no longer able to take her, or she took her trip and she is not going to be able to record. So I've got to find a new person for June. So if you have a trip coming up very, very, very soon and would like to be on the show, you can still apply to be on the show. You can go to ctmtriptails.com and fill out the information about your trip. And I will look through past emails that I've gotten over the last, 6 months or whatever, and see if there's anybody that fits those dates that'll work out, that what I'm looking for. So if that's you, you can send me another email if you want, or a new one if you've got a trip that you haven't submitted for yet. But we'll get it figured out. So I'm not sure when, but hopefully maybe like the end of June. So
Okay. Go check that out. And of course, if you want more content, you want to contribute to the show, you want to interact with us a bit more, you can look at joining Club 32. Kind of like, there's GEO 82, there's Club 33. They're kind of pricey places. Club 32 is not that pricey. It's still an upscale experience, mind you, because, that's what we provide around here. But it's a little bit, cheaper and easily accessible, kind of like our own Patreon. And in there, we have a private podcast feed where you have music loops and plus the additional content you can find on there. We have the Clubhouse show that is now a monthly show. We have live streams every week where we hang out with members and chat about park stuff or random things that pop up, sometimes TV, how long television shows have run. That was a topic last week. It's always a lot of fun. Plus, you get 20% off of CTM apparel and 1901 Candle Company products year-round. There's meetups, a private Facebook group, and all sorts of things there. So you can go check that out. You can go to ctmvip.com. We have monthly or yearly options. If you do a yearly, you get a free t-shirt. And if you want to do a monthly, you can even do a free trial to see if it is, see if it's for you before you kind of commit fully there. And go check that out. So yeah, if you want to contribute to the show, it's a great way to do that. Help us keep the lights on and also get more content. Mingle with other people, get some good feedback about if you got trips coming up. It's a good place to ask questions on there. So if you want to go join there, you go to ctmvip.com. And if you'd like to join, we'd love to have you. So, all right, well, that's going to do it for the show. So thank you, everybody, for listening and or watching. And thank you, Jamie, for joining us.
Thank you.
And as Jamie always likes to say,
We will see you in the parks.
bye.